I have found the very best tool and method to help me get control of my finances and stay on top of my finances. I started using this in June, and I have consistently used it every single day, every day up until now. And it has stopped me from making a lot of stupid purchases, even down to just a random cup of coffee that I actually didn't need. And it's helped me think through a lot of my purchasing habits. It even talked me through buying my now very expensive computer, which I did buy, but I actually consulted with this tool first. From my point of view, this is super simple and super easy to implement. And there is a really good chance that all of you might be already doing this. And you might be like, yeah, Elle, no kidding. We all know you are late to the game, but I love it. And I think it's great. So I am going to share it with you now. This is what I call my AI financial money coach. I don't want to disparage any personal finance creators out there who also sell courses or sell something to help you get control of your finances. But I have been of the mindset, unless you have really complicated finances or you want to get in the nitty-gritty of stocks and everything, but if you are just somebody who wants to get control of your spending and paying off debt, I don't believe that you actually need to pay somebody a decent amount of money to help coach you through your finances. And now that I have this, I definitely believe that. So this is my AI financial money coach. And I created this within ChatGPT. And so I use this in conjunction with my budgeting app, which is Quick and Simplify. I still use that budgeting app all the time. I check it consistently. I review it every month. And I would never give that up because I think you need that to make this work. The problem with most budgeting apps, I think all budgeting apps, except for one, which is named Clio. Clio does like these little updates and accountability things. Anyway, the problem with most budgeting apps is that they don't provide accountability. The onus is on you to review it every day, to make judgments, to hold yourself to a certain standard and make the decision on your own whether you should buy something or not buy something, weigh the pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. And so with my Quick and Simplify app, if I was not reviewing it every single day, or at least weekly, what would happen, and it's very easy and very understandable, is that it's easy to forget what we are spending on small things, on big things. It's easy to not look at the big picture, to just look at the small little coffee purchase or takeout purchase. And if you look at just that little purchase, it looks like not a lot. And so with these budgeting apps, it is very easy to forget what you are spending, how much you are spending. And what would happen to me often is that although I'm even checking my account, my Quick and Simplify account, often it wasn't until the end of the month where I put it all together and presented it to you on camera, where I really learned the lessons of what I was spending on and things I could have done differently and where I could improve and where the cracks were, where things were falling through. In May, I really wanted to get control of my nutrition and my diet and my exercise. I wanted to implement the 10,000 steps a day rule. And I wanted to just not really track my calories, but just be way more mindful of the ingredients that I was putting into my body. I'm really trying to make an effort, and I am absolutely not perfect, but I'm trying to make an effort of putting way more whole foods and less chemicals into my body. So I created this nutrition coach. And what I did was I would either take a photo of the nutrition facts and all of the ingredients, or I would just go into, and I will show you what this looks like, but I would just go into my nutrition coach within ChatGPT and be like, hey, this is what I ate today. These are the ingredients. I'm not even typing it in. I'm just talking to my phone. And it would spit back all of the things that I could improve on, what the benefits were, what I should look at going further, all aligned with my nutrition goals. And so I was doing that for a month and it really helped me. And so then I had a light bulb moment. I was like, why am I not doing this for finance? So what I did was I went into ChatGPT and I created a new project. And if you're not familiar, ChatGPT allows you to create projects within your account. And this project is dedicated to a specific goal or mission. And within this project, you give it custom instructions. And so it understands what you are trying to achieve, what your goal is. You tell it what to do and how to do it. And again, I will leave a guide on how to set this up, and I will leave the specific prompt that I use so that all you have to do is copy and paste. The only thing you have to change is what your goals are, your personal goals, because my personal goals is to pay off my debt and to save a certain amount of money, but yours might be different. So I create the project called My AI Financial Coach. I give it custom instructions, exactly what I want it to know, what I want it to think about, how I want it to respond. So I have the instructions, it knows what to do. I then go and take screenshots of my budget within Quick and Simplify. I take a screenshot of my income, my bills, and my spending plan, meaning all of the money I have budgeted for the month. Coffee, personal care, gas, pets. And within Quick and Simplify, they make it pretty easy. These categories are broken up. It's very easy to take a screenshot and add it to your AI financial coach. So I upload in June for the first time my monthly income, bills, and spending plan. It already understands what my debt payoff plan is and what my financial goals are. And so all I do from then is I go into ChatGPT, I press the microphone, and anytime I buy a coffee or gas or pet food or I go to Whole Foods, it doesn't matter. Anytime I make a purchase, for me, it's so frictionless because all I have to do is press the microphone and be like, I just spent $20.70 at Amazon for face wash. And it just calculates it and then it gives me the response. So we're gonna go through some of the responses it gives me, and this is why I love it so much. It's a love-hate relationship with this thing because I can't tell you, if you're somebody who does not react well to accountability or it just doesn't work with you, this might not work. But it's so funny because this coach, like I bought a pair of shoes, which I talked about in my last video, espadrilles. I also spent more money at restaurants this month. I felt ill. I didn't even want to tell this AI coach that I spent that money because I knew he would, I think it's a male for some reason. It's a nothing. I knew he would come back and reprimand me a bit because it's basically a mirror. Like I have built it to do that. You still are my accountability partner because I know I come back every month, I present what I have purchased, and that holds me accountable. But this is like a whole other layer, and I feel guilty. It has genuinely made me stop and rethink what I'm spending. I wanted to purchase a moisturizer and I consulted with it first, and it talked me out of buying this moisturizer. And I also discussed in my previous video how I just bought a new computer, which cost me $5,200. And that is a big purchase. But before I did that, I consulted with my AI financial coach, and we went through all of the pros, all of the cons, if I should wait, what I should consider. And in the end, we both decided it would be a good move because in the end, it would probably allow me to make my workflow more efficient and more than not allow me to increase my workload and therefore make more money. So I want to quickly go through some of the responses just so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so because I just mentioned it, the SPF. So I was out of SPF for a while, and there was an SPF that it's the only one that I have actually genuinely, I still want to buy it, to be honest with you. It's freaking awesome. It's by LMS, and it's so lightweight, and it is a moisturizer and an SPF, and I used it for years when I was spending a lot of money. But this moisturizer is $140. And so I went into my AI financial coach and I said, I've been out of SPF for a while, and with summer months around the corner, I would like to pick up a new jar. However, it's not currently on sale. The cost is $140. Should I buy it? And so my financial coach responds, blunt answer, no. not yet. Not at $140 and not full price. Let's break this down like your financial strategist and not your inner rationalizer. Here's the framework to run through. Does this align with your goals? Your car loan, you still have $16,000 left to pay off. This was when I had $16,000 left. Your goal is to pay it off fast and build $100,000 in savings and max out your Roth IRA and 401k. Just so you know, SPF at $140 is 3.5% of your discretionary category this month alone. It's not about the SPF, it's about the identity of someone who impulsively spends $140 when they're this close to financial power. My coach then goes on to say, you can get La Roche-Posay for $35, Ulta MD for $40, or Supergoop Minis for under $25. All are dermatologist approved, all are highly rated, and all are available immediately. Buying a solid SPF aligns with health and longevity, but buying this $140 one at full price aligns with old spending patterns. And then he goes on to say, what's the emotional story you're telling yourself? Let me guess. I've been good, I'm under budget, I deserve this. So the verdict, buy SPF this week, but under $50. Because remember, my coach understands exactly what is in my budget. Do not buy the $140 one at full price. If you still want it, wait for a sale. After this conversation, I was like, okay, and I didn't. I went to Ulta and I purchased an SPF that I think cost me about $30 or $35. And I like it. It's definitely not as good as the Elemis one, but it's good. It's good, and I saved a decent amount of money just by having this one conversation. But let's go a few steps further because I really want to give you some clear examples. I cannot stress how much this has helped me so far since I've started using it. In my quick and simplified budget, I have a line item that says stuff I forgot about, and I allocate $200 a month to just stuff that comes up that I have to pay for that I did not budget for. So when I put that in, my AI coach said, to the stuff I forgot about at $200, this is a budget black hole. It's your way of saying, I'm not planning. $200 is way too high if you're serious about killing your debt. Recommendation, cap this at $100 max and log every single penny. So I was like, okay. And I brought it down to $100, and that's what I did. Then, if you follow me for any point of time, you understand that I keep going over in budget on my coffee. It has been the trend since the beginning. I like coffee. This is from home, but I just tend to always overspend on coffee. And so as I was approaching my cap on coffee, because again, every single time I buy something, I go in, I press the microphone. And so if I just left Dunkin' Donuts, I'd say I just spent $3.84 at Dunkin' Donuts. That's it. And so he reminded me, strategic reminder, he said, every coffee you buy steals $4 that could go towards debt, $4 that could go towards your Roth IRA, and $4 that could go towards your freedom. I also, what I did was I put dry cleaning back into my budget. For a long time, I cut out dry cleaning, but I have since in the last 2 or 3 months added it back in, and I go about every other week, and that trip will cost me usually $80 or less. And so when I added it into my budget, this was his response. Dry cleaning at $150. This is a convenience luxury. Unless you wear a uniform or suit daily, this is a lifestyle creep. Recommendation is to cut this to $50 or less. Then I had to remind him, because I put in my budget for dry cleaning was $150. I had already spent $80 for that month. So I went back and said, hey, I already spent $80 on dry cleaning. So my AI coach said, dry cleaning isn't essential, it's a convenience. You're allocating luxury spending while saying you want to obliterate debt. This is a conscious trade-off. It's not wrong, but don't lie to yourself to say that it's required. He says, my CFO call is leave it at $150 for the month since it's already spent. But for August, cut this in half or eliminate it altogether. And I am gonna cut it in half in August, which is gonna be challenging, but I'm actually doing in August, I'm also doing a 30-day challenge, I think. And I'll talk about that more another video. That's not for this video. I just want to really give you an idea on how effective this can be, because budgeting apps cannot tell you this. And financial coach, even if you hire a financial coach, you're not going to call them every day and be like, hey, I want to buy this, I'm going to do this. No, that's not going to happen. If you have a problem with impulsive buying or excessive shopping or just spending too much money on certain things, this can be so effective and it's so freaking easy. The one caveat though is that to create a project in ChatGPT, just so you know, you need a Pro or Plus version. If you only have free ChatGPT, it will not work. I've been paying for ChatGPT since it came out and well worth it. But if you don't think it is, then this won't work. I'm sorry. And then just the last one, because I really just want to drive this home. I shop at Whole Foods for my food shopping. I just really like Whole Foods. So every single time I leave Whole Foods, I go into my AI coach and I say, hey, I just spent this much at Whole Foods. And so your new grocery spend is you've totaled $327 this month so far. You're still under budget. You have $272 remaining. This is controlled, but Whole Foods is a known budget killer. Watch for emotional justifications like it's healthy, turning into a lifestyle creep. I can't emphasize enough how much I love this. Even though it does give me anxiety to sometimes report back what I have spent or what I'm considering spending, that's the benefit of it. That's why it's so great and it works so well. So now I use this for my nutrition coach, my financial coach, and now I have since started using a posture coach because I really want to work on my posture. I'm working on a computer so much that I'm just slumped all the time. But anyway, this has been a game changer for me. I love it so much. And I encourage you, if you do have any sort of a paid plan with ChatGPT, it is so freaking easy to do. I will leave the steps down below along with the prompt. In the guide, you will find the exact prompt that I use. All you have to do is copy and paste it and add it into the custom instructions. I've given you step-by-step on how to do this. Just don't forget to add in your specific financial goals. That is key because it needs to know what you're working towards to help you work towards that goal. Anyway, I hope this helps someone out there because this helped me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.